Hello and welcome to the heart womb practice. Today I'm going to take you through two really simple ways to connect to our heart and our womb space, to come back to the body, come back to the feminine essence that is within us. This is a really good practice, the two that I'm going to take you through are really good practices for when we're feeling a little dissociated or stressed or too much in our masculine and go, and we're just going to come back down and ground. And the reason we do this connection to the heart and the womb space is because it does bring us back into that more dream time feminine essence as opposed to the masculine, which is go. So, two very simple exercises. My most favorite one we'll do first. So you're just going to sit cross-legged or with your legs down on a seat. You can also do this laying down, this first exercise, and you can also do it standing. It just depends on where your energy levels are at. But I'm going to do the demonstration sitting down. So we just want to place one hand on the womb and one hand on the heart space. Doesn't matter which hand, whatever feels right to you. I always tend to go right hand over womb and left hand over heart space. And we're just going to close down the eyes. And instead of focusing on big breaths, we're just going to bring the intention to have slow, gentle breaths in and out. There's no forced energy behind this, just gentle, slow breaths into the heart space, into the womb space. Then just start to shift your awareness into the womb space. Feel under where the hand is there. And bring your breath and awareness to that hand on the womb. And just breathe through that for a few moments. And then we're going to shift our awareness to the hand on our chest. Bringing our breath and awareness to the chest space and the feeling under our hand there. And then we're going to extend our awareness to both hands, connecting heart to womb and womb to heart. Just notice what you notice between these two zones, between these two areas. And at this point you might like to create a visual of some kind, connecting the spaces together. For me, I like to visualize a golden, warm, glowing rope connecting from my heart space down to my womb and back. For some people, it is a silver rope. It can be red or white. It can be an infinity loop. Whatever comes up for you, just something that represents connection from your heart to your womb. And just continuing your breaths. At this point, as you may hear in my voice, it might be time to start bringing some vocal expression into that breath. As we start picking up the sensations in our womb and our heart, often it feels good to just let out a big and just let it come out, whatever comes up. And the beauty of this particular practice, connecting heart to womb for this one, is you can sit here for as long as you need to. And at times you might sit here for 10, 20 minutes and actually get really inquisitive. Start talking to your higher self and your shadow self. Start asking your womb space and your heart space, what is it that I need right now? Or exploring, what is that sensation or that emotion or that thought that's coming up when I sense into my womb and my heart? Just start asking yourself for clarity This is a great practice for dropping in to our unconsciousness, which is the feminine essence, as opposed to our consciousness, our masculine logical mind. And then whenever the time feels ready to start coming out of this practice, it depends how long you've journeyed into it, but I always find it nice to come back to the senses. So starting with sound before you even open your eyes. What can you hear? What can you hear within your body? You might notice your breath, the sound of your breath. You might then shift to what you can hear in the room, the space around you. And from there, what can you hear outside? Extend that sense. And then from there, you can take your hands and start to rub them across your thighs, or if you're laying down, I like to rub my hands together, or standing. You can do this as well. Just creating that touch sense, like starting to drop into that sense of touch. And if your eyes are still closed at this point, then you can just, once you've got the heat from either rubbing your thighs or rubbing your hands together, you can just place those hands on your eyes and slowly open them, and then slowly uncover the eyes. And from there you can come back out of this practice. For exercise number 2, it's a little more physical, so there may be days where you just feel like you need to shake it off. And it's not literally shaking, there is an exercise we can do with some shaking that's also really good, but for this one in particular, it's a little more gentle for the days we're feeling more delicate, but we still have a bit of energy in us, more than, say, you would if you had done the practice we just did, the first one. So I'm going to turn side on so you can see what I'm doing here. For this practice, it's called spinal extension and flexion. But what we're also doing when we do these spinal flexions and extensions is we're opening our heart, our throat, our sacral and our base chakras. So we're still connecting to that heart and womb space, as well as some chakras above and below as well, which I think is really beautiful, because then we can get all of them flowing throughout the whole spine. But those 4 are the main: the throat, the heart, the sacral and the root. So with this, we have to sync our breath. So when we look up and extend our chest, you might want to roll the pelvis forward too, so you can see I'm poking my butt out a little bit. Get really feminine with it too, a little playful. We're going to inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to tuck our chin, curl the pelvis round the spine. And you just keep going like that. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. I find when I'm super energetic and I really want to get some stagnation out of my body flowing, I can go really fast like this. It's a bit of a kundalini practice actually. And that really builds that abdominal fire and really gets things moving through the breath and the abdomen. And that one's really simple, really fast to catch on to. I find it's actually good to pair both practices together. So you might want to start with one, you might feel called to do the second one right after the first one, or you might just want to do the second one day. And the beauty of this is you can do it pretty much anywhere, in any position, as I said, laying down, sitting, standing, and just make it your own and enjoy.